Clovis community was founded on good community principles. Neighbors helping neighbors, families moving in, helping build a community and building a large percent of the agricultural community of the valley that we live in. Our purpose with the Hall of Fame is to bring back or to remember the folks that began the community, the ones that started from, many cases, started from scratch, young couples starting with families, people building businesses, building farms, building ranches that came from different parts of the nation to settle in a valley that had a lot to promise, but it had to be developed, and so it took a lot of hard work. And the people that did that need to be remembered, because we're a community of over 100,000 now, but even 50 years ago, we were well under 20,000. And so the growth has been phenomenal, and we don't want to forget those people that were instrumental in growing the community to what it is today.
To honor the people who have forged ahead with this city is very, very important to me and my family. I mean, to be honored with the people that have been honored previously and since, I mean, it was a thrill.
So when the Business Organization of Old Town, which is also known as BOOT, was honored with the Spirit Award, it was really it was an acknowledgement of all the things that we do. Our staff and myself, we pour our heart and soul into Old Town Clovis. And so to be recognized for that was really very special. One of the things I love about Old Town Clovis is we do have a lot of traditions. The Farmers Market's been going on for over 30 years. Our antique fair's been going on for 30 years. We've developed new events all the time, so we're creating new traditions. And I think it's important that a small town like ours honors those traditions, and I think we do a great job of it. And part of that is the Hall of Fame, honoring people who participate and contribute to Old Town Clovis as well as all of Clovis.
I am so appreciative for the Hall of Fame to keep alive the stories of pioneers that helped build Clovis into the wonderful community it is. I'm grateful that you would all dedicate your efforts to recognize those particular people that built Clovis, that help unify schools, help build hospitals, help redevelop downtown Clovis, and assure that we have a very safe environment for all of our citizens. So without recognizing those efforts of pioneers throughout the history of Clovis, I don't think this community would be as vibrant and spirited as it is. So thank you to the Hall of Fame for the great service you provide in recognizing individuals in the history of Clovis. I was at the 1975 event when my dad was honored, and to have a second person in our family honored means a great deal. So I thank you for the Hall of Fame for recognizing that effort, and it means a lot because Clovis is the greatest community.
My great-grandfather was a shoemaker. The business started on Front Street, which is now Clovis Avenue. That evolved into business with my grandfather and great-grandfather, and they continued till August of 1931. They closed during the Depression for about 5 months, reopened in February of 1932, and been open since. Still open today, and always in the Old Town Clovis area. Our family's been honored, and it's very much appreciated to know that the community thinks enough of you to do that. Very much appreciated to the community. Congratulations to the recipients of the 2019 Hall of Fame. Well deserved.
I'm Corporal Scott Morris from Clovis Police Department. I feel the Hall of Fame is important to us because it recognizes so many different areas other than just law enforcement and firefighters. It's a good collection of different people in our community And these days, in this day and age, it's nice to be recognized by your community, especially doing what we do in law enforcement. Being honored is most officers are, try to exercise humility, and but being honored in the first place felt good because it was from the officers themselves. And then so for the community to make that a bigger thing and really recognize who we've chosen for that particular year, feels good as an agency to be working in a city that recognizes people that are first line responders, and to get up there and really be in a room introduced by it was Lynn Ashbeck was the mayor at the time, and being there in a room with a lot of important people that have really kind of spelled out the history of Clovis, either through stories if they're no longer with us, or just sitting across from people and kind of getting to know them was great. I ended up talking a lot longer than I was going to on my speech, but because I didn't want to take it lightly, because it was a high honor to be recognized.
I'm Dr. Donald N. Schroyer, and I had the opportunity to work in the Clovis Unified School District for 48 years. During that time, I felt like my work in the school district, working with Dr. Buchanan, I had to do everything I could to keep myself out of sight, Doc out in front, receiving all of the recognition that he should be receiving, and that there was nothing there that caught him off guard. The Clovis Hall of Fame, to me, is a very important thing. There are many, many people in the history of this community that started out from scratch with nothing and built this into the wonderful community that it is today. And many of those people just did it because of a matter of course, but they should be recognized and not forgotten. And there are people today that are doing things that are just absolutely wonderful in this community, and they need to be recognized sooner or later, probably later in their career like myself, but they need to be recognized for what they did for the community and the involvement in all the community activities, center stage productions, the parks, the city, even the neighboring things like the big Fresno Fair, and the involvement of our community at the fair. So there are just all kinds of places they're doing things now that they should be recognized for, and I hope they do down the line.
I think it's more heartfelt for me to explain about the Clovis Hall of Fame, because I think, first of all, my dad and mom being honored 6 years ago in the 2013 Hall of Fame was a very heartwarming experience for me. I think that the important thing about the Clovis Hall of Fame is that Clovis was one of those type of communities that grew from a very small group of people, and to recognize our history and to acknowledge it, and to keep on doing that as we grow to a big city. Since we're a big city now, to have those roots is very important, and it's very important for anybody that's new to Clovis to understand where we came from.
I'm Cora Shipley, and Bill and I started our first business in Old Town Clovis in 1990. It's 29 years later, and we have 3 businesses in a half a block area, which would not have been possible without all the hard work and dedication of the founding families that started Clovis and preserved our Clovis way of life. The induction into the Hall of Fame is a way of honoring them for all of the dedication and hard work that they did in having the foresight of building this great community that we live in. I was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2017, and my family and I are still trying to live up to that honor of doing what I love in the best city in the state of California.
Welcome to the 2019 Clovis Hall of Fame event. My name is Lynn Ashbeck. I've been privileged to serve on the Clovis City Council since 2001, and I'm honored to serve as your host at tonight's event. The Hall of Fame event is really an important part of the city of Clovis and our community. We are lucky to live in a place where our history and our traditions and our values are still present with us. And tonight's event is a chance to celebrate the families that founded our community and the leaders who have made a difference in the lives of our kids and our veterans and all that choose to live in this wonderful community. On behalf of the Clovis Hall of Fame Committee, we'd like to thank the Exchange Club for their sponsorship of tonight's event, as well as all the sponsors who have made this celebration possible. The proceeds from tonight's event will go to scholarships for kids at Clovis high schools, but mostly I want to thank those that we are honoring tonight. You have made a significant difference in this place that we love, and the chance to honor you is really a privilege for all of us. And to those who have won in previous years, thank you for your continued contributions. It's the collective sum of all of your work that makes Clovis the place that we love to live. Thanks again for attending. Hope you enjoy the evening.